Hi everyone, it's Rachel back with the Shades of Orange, and today I'm here to do a spoiler-filled review and discussion of Nemesis Games, which is the 5th book in the Expanse series. As I mentioned before, I'm currently doing a big reread, so I'm going to have a playlist listed below and in the cards if you want to check out my other videos. Again, I'm going to be talking spoilers, so if you've not watched the series or read the books, I do recommend going back and doing that before continuing on with this video. I do have a spoiler-free review of the first book if you have not checked it out yet. All that being said, let's get into the actual review and discussion. So with this book, I didn't prepare any notes. Usually I'm a little bit more organized, so I'm doing this off the cuff. And let me just say that I really love this book. I think it's widely considered a fan favorite, and it's definitely a favorite of mine. I'm not quite sure how it compares to the other books. I'd like to do a ranking video eventually. This is probably my top 3. I don't know if I like it more than Caliban's War or more than Leviathan Wakes. I have to sit on it to see where it shakes out. But to me, this is a book that was written for the fans, and I don't mean that in a condescending way to the authors. But I remember when the second book started and I discovered that we got a perspective of Holden, but the other perspectives were not the crew of the Rossi. I was really disappointed because I assumed that once Miller was dead, then the other crew members would take over as his perspectives. Now rereading the series, I understand that it's done differently because you need those other perspectives in order to see the larger picture, because otherwise you'd just be seeing the same events that would be very limited to the Rossi. And at this point, we need to see what's happening on Mars, what's happening with the OPA, etc. But this book gave me that perspective, or the perspectives that I wanted so badly, and I loved every minute of it. And of course, this book kind of plays into like the tropes of a story like this, where you take a crew that has become so close, they are this found family and we love them so much, and then they all go in different directions. So let me kind of break it down, talk about it character by character. First, let's start with Holden, and I actually really like his perspective in this one because when everyone else leaves, he's the one who stays behind, and so he's just missing everyone, and he's honestly really lost. He's kind of a lost puppy dog, especially without Naomi being there. And so you just get to see him trying to figure out what to do with himself at the beginning. Soon enough, of course, the plot does really pick up, and I thought that it was really compelling, the setup of these ships disappearing through the ring. What is happening to them? And then you get him, of course, working with Fred, trying to figure out what kind of plot is happening, and the fact that like Fred can really only trust Holden at this point. And I also really feel like we get just a little bit more of an understanding of who Fred is, because until this book, while he doesn't have his own dedicated perspective, I think that he has some really good conversations with Holden that just kind of expose more of his beliefs, because honestly I find him to be almost a confusing character, because he was part of Earth, and of course after the incident and became the Butcher, he then turns to the OPA, but he's really not a belter, and you get to see the fact that he really does not have a place. And he makes a comment, which I'm hugely paraphrasing, where he really says that he did not change sides, the sides just around him changed, and he is just trying so badly to do what he believes is right based off of his personal beliefs. So I thought that was really well done. And of course we have the other perspectives, my favorite of all being of course Amos, and I cannot get enough of him. I just think he is such a unique character. He's such a straight shooter. You kind of know what to expect with him. He's just smart. He's not a meathead, but he does have that strength that he gets to use, the fact that he can actually beat people up and kind of get justice when it needs to be done. I gotta say though, everyone's gonna hate me now, but I still do not love Clarissa, aka Peaches, and I feel like this is the book where people start to like her. I don't know. You can all totally disagree. That is perfectly fine. But despite everything in this book, I never warmed up to her. I don't find her redeemable. And it really, really bugged me at the end when she became part of the crew. Because yes, Holden complained about it and argued against it, but at the end they're like, oh well, let's just have her along, oh how bad can it be? And I just really feel like it dismisses the fact that she really was trying to kill people, that she did kill people, and I don't feel like she's had enough of a redemption arc to truly justify her switching sides to really becoming part of this very niche found family. And I can't stand it. So again, really personal, unpopular opinion here. I still loved Amos's perspective. I just wish Clarissa hadn't have showed up in there. I also, of course, am liking Alex. I feel like this book helped to round him out, but again, I feel like he's still the least developed of the entire crew. I think he's much better developed in the TV show, which, by the way, I'm currently watching. I am on season 2 as I'm recording this, and oh my goodness, thank you to everyone who told me to please check it out because it is fantastic. I'm totally enjoying it. I have this weird hang up when it comes to watching adaptations of some of my favorite books, but I like the fact that this one is the same but different. It's very true to the nature of The Expanse, but then it kind of remixes some of the actual scenes, and so it doesn't feel like a complete rehash. So I'm very much enjoying it there, and I really like Alex in the show. Again, in the books, I find him a little bit more flat, but I like that his perspective brought back Bobbie. And with that, you get their camaraderie as two Martians. And so there's a scene where they're picking out tea and they're listing all of these common Earth teas, and they're like, I don't know what this is. And I just thought that that was really good because you get to see two different people with two different perspectives, but again, they have that kind of shared background. And I just love really getting to fill out that cultural background for the show, or in this case, the books, of course. And then, of course, we have Naomi's perspective, which I enjoyed, but I gotta say, it was a pretty gutsy choice of the authors to have her be a mother who left her child behind and started a new life without him. I feel like it's a tough thing to do and still make a character likable. I realize they spent a lot of time establishing why she left, how she wanted to bring her son with her, and how abusive Marcus was, how controlling he was, how depressed Naomi was, and that she just had to get out of the situation. I honestly don't know if they really completely sold me on truly why, or if she was completely justified in her actions, and if she maybe could have done more to have brought her son, or at least could have kept trying to bring him back, and like maybe if she kept going back and trying to save him. But I feel like she kind of washed her hands and moved on. So again, unpopular. And don't get me wrong, I really do like Naomi. I liked her perspective. I still consider her to be one of my favorites, and I think she's grown a lot in these books, and getting her backstory, understanding where she's coming from, really makes me have a lot more respect for her as a character. And I do enjoy books that give challenging perspectives on motherhoods and are willing to show imperfect mothers, because again, that's a theme I personally always love in my books, but it was different for sure. All that being said, I thought this book came together really well. I love the fact that it is centered around a terrorist organization, and a real terrorist organization, because until this point we are told that the OPA were all terrorists and all that, but by this point in the series we have seen Fred and the OPA, and they're not really that scary. Yes, there are some extremists, but I feel like the OPA kind of got downplayed and just became another organization, more politics, all of that. So to have the Free Navy show up and to make them scary and dangerous and chaotic, I love it. And again, because I have read further into the series, I'm very excited to see once again how that Free Navy is going to play into the other politics. And I can't believe by the end of this book, we still do not have all of the answers about the mystery of the ring and what is going on with the missing ships. And yeah, I think this is definitely one of the best books in the series. I'd love to know for anyone, is this their favorite so far? And yeah, just love to hear your opinion on the book overall. I thought this one was just a lot of fun. I was very excited to reread it, and it completely lived up to its memory. In fact, I think I even enjoyed it more the second time around. So that's it for this video, and as always, thank you for watching. I would love for you to drop a comment down below with your opinions, and just help me out by giving this video a thumbs up. It helps with those YouTube algorithms, because spoilery content is harder to promote on YouTube since not everyone on my channel can watch this video. If you're new to my channel though, you can consider subscribing, because I do plan on continuing on with the rest of the series, and I just read a lot of adult science fiction, fantasy, as well as horror and thriller books, so if that's interesting to you, I hope you stick around. Otherwise, I will talk to you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.